Hello, Canucks fans from Frankfurt, Germany. I'm staying here with my dear friend Aya and her husband Dominic and their two kids as I have an overnight layover on my way home to Vancouver. Want to react to the news of the day. The Vancouver Canucks have set their 23-man roster for the opening night of the season. I think they had to set these rosters by Monday, but they did it so 2 days early with a couple of transactions today, namely Tom Vancouver and Victor Mancini being sent down to Abbotsford. So let's break this down. The 23-man roster for opening night. And remember, they can only dress 20, as I outlined in my vlog from yesterday. 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, 2 goalies, so that's 20. So that means the Canucks will be carrying 3 extra players, and it'll be 2 extra forwards and 1 extra defenseman. So let's start off with the goaltenders. Easy. Thatcher Demko, Kevin Lankinen. Enough said. On defense, there are 7 defensemen on the roster. The top 4 of Hughes and Hronek, with Marcus Pettersson and Tyler Myers. And then I anticipate the third pairing to be Derek Forbort with DPD, Elias Pettersson. And then the 7th defenseman is Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Yes, P.O. Joseph will be the number 7 defenseman, as both Mancini and Bovenlander were sent down to Abbotsford. Now, when you look at this defense core, we're always talking about this battle between the 3 young guys, DPD, Bovenlander, and Mancini. DPD had the leg up because of his strong showing last season. Mancini was good, but DPD was better. And Bovenlander, no rush to bring him in the league, as I've talked about many times on this channel. Also, Mancini and Bovenlander they're waiver exempt. They did not require waivers to be sent down to Abbotsford, so that makes it an easy decision, whereas a guy like P.O. Joseph indeed would have to clear waivers, and he probably would get picked up, to be honest with you, as a depth defenseman for another team. And then DPD, he is also waiver exempt, but he is just simply too good to send down to Abbotsford. Remember, they didn't even send him down to Abbotsford for the Calder Cup. They ended up winning the Calder Cup, so maybe they didn't need him, but they didn't even send DPD down last year. So once again, 7 defensemen: Hughes, Hronek, Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers, Derek Forbort, Elias Pettersson, and Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Mancini and Bovenlander sent down today. Then you go to the forwards. There's actually 15 forwards, but Nils Hoglander was put on injured reserve. And as I explained to you yesterday, if it's short-term injuries, regular IR, it means you're out for at least a week, and it means that you get the roster spot, but his cap hit of $3 million still counts against the cap. If you go to LTIR, long-term injury reserve, that means out for at least 10 games, at least 24 days, so basically a month. And then not only do you get the roster spot, but you also get cap relief. It's not like you get relief of his salary. You're allowed to go over the salary cap by the amount of his salary, which is the exact same thing as if you take off his salary. So right now, Nils Hoglander and his $3 million cap hit on the books because he's on regular IR, but they do free up a roster spot. And then if it goes past 24 days, which is, we know it's going to, because they said 8 to 10 weeks, then they'll move them to LTIR, and then that's when they get the cap relief as well. So Nils Hoglander not in these 14 forwards. It's the guys that we expected. It is Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Besser. It is Kane. It is Hedel. It is Garland. It is Bluger. It is Kiefer Sherwood, Drew O'Connor, Jonathan Lekkerimaki, Braeden Cootes, Aturatu, Linus Karlsson, and Arshdeep Bains. So those are the 14. I think some surprises here, or at least pleasant surprises. Maybe they're not surprises, but pleasant, occurrence or happening, development. Development is the word I was looking for. Both Braeden Cootes and Jonathan Lekkerimaki starting this season on the roster. Lekkerimaki has been one of the best Canucks forwards throughout the preseason, and Braeden Cootes has done nothing to suggest he's not ready for at least a 9-game stint here in Vancouver. And then they got to make a decision here: send him back to Seattle because he can't do Abbotsford this year, he's too young, or keep him up with the big club. And what's really interesting about that is both Cootes and Lekkerimaki are waiver exempt, just like DPD, but the Canucks have decided to keep them on the big club. What they did do is they sent down guys that weren't waiver exempt, but they got through waivers: Vitaly Kravtsov, Max Sasson, and Neil Zaman. So then you go to the bottom lineup, Linus Karlsson and Arshdeep Bains. Those 2 guys are not waiver exempt, so maybe the Canucks did not want to risk losing either of those guys in waivers. Karlsson had a good season with Abbotsford and an outstanding playoff. Arshdeep Bains, I think there's potential there. There's a lot of hope there. Haven't seen a lot yet, but I think the Canucks management and coaching staff still really believe in Baines. So again, it's Cootes and Lekkerimaki. It's kind of opposite of the D. On D, you only had DPD, who was waiver exempt, stay up, but they sent Bovenlander and Mancini down. So they kind of took advantage of waivers. When it comes to the forwards, they really didn't. They kept Cootes and Lekkerimaki up, and then they sent down forwards that had to go through waivers, like I said, in Max Sasson, in Vitaly Kravtsov, and in Neil Zaman. So again, PD, DeBrusk, and Besser, Hedel, Garland, Kane, O'Connor, Bluger, Sherwood, Cootes, Lekkerimaki, Carlson, Baines, and Ratu. So when it comes to, as mentioned, P.O. Joseph likely going to be the extra defenseman. Who will be the extra two forwards on Thursday night when the Canucks open up against Calgary? The way they're trending, the way they played the last preseason game, and the way they've been practicing, it could be it could be Ratu and Carlson on the outside looking in. We knew that in the last preseason game, the Canucks lined up with the top line of PD with Besser and DeBrusk, and then a second line of Hedel with Garland and Baines. Then a third line with Kane with the two youngsters of Cootes and Lekkerimaki, and the fourth line of Bluger, Sherwood, and O'Connor. So maybe if that's the way they go, then that means Ratu and Carlson are sitting out. I don't see Ratu getting in because if they're keeping Cootes up, they're going to play him. So Cootes and Bluger will be your third and fourth line centers. And then when it comes to Linus Carlson, I don't see him bumping out a guy like O'Connor or Sherwood just yet, or even Baines. So I expect on Thursday night that our extras will be P.O. Joseph, will be Atu Ratu, and will be Linus Carlson. So Canucks fans, let me know what you think. I know I just vlogged about this yesterday and I talked about different combinations and permutations, but now we see what the Canucks have done in sending down guys like, actually Tolopilo, another one. So they sent down, in the last few days, they sent down goaltender Tolopilo, they sent down defenseman Bovenlander and Mancini, and they sent down forwards Sasson, Kravtsov, and Neil Zaman. So they basically got their roster, and then so those 6 guys, and then Niels Hoglander on injured reserve. That's 7 guys not in the lineup, plus the 23, and that's the 30 that the Canucks kind of were cut down to by midweek last week. So let me know. I know this is kind of like a repeat of yesterday's vlog, but now it's certain. Let me know your thoughts. Are you surprised? Are you concerned? In particular, are you fine with the decision to send Mancini and Bovenlander down? I am, because there's going to be injuries. There's going to be opportunities for guys to get called up, and then you really got to take advantage of those waiver eligible, those waiver exempt players. So I'm talking about Mancini, Bovenlander, DPD, who's starting the team with the team, starting the season with the team, Braeden Cootes and Jonathan Lekkerimaki. So those are 5 guys that are indeed waiver exempt. So let's track how much they are used throughout the regular season. So let me know, Canucks fans, in the comments below, your thoughts on the 23-man roster being set by General Manager Patrick Alvin. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. Thanks to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, and legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a tip as a donation. And most importantly, give me a comment. Leave a comment down below. I replied to everyone who replied yesterday, who left a comment yesterday. I'll do the same tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts on this 23-man roster as it sits. And do you agree with me that the extras on Thursday night will be P.O. Joseph, will be Atu Ratu, and will be Linus Carlson? Can't wait to get home. Can't wait to be with you online. Monday night will be Canucks After Dark. Then Tuesday night will be the return of Clay's Canucks commentary. And then if you want to see the complete schedule, I put the whole schedule for October on my community tab. Check that out on my channel right here on YouTube. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Good night from Germany. God bless, and go Canucks go.